The Blackhawks have tied this Stanley Cup at 2 thanks to some timely goals from their stars. We have Ross Benjamin on the line to share his picks and analysis for this Game 5 coming up in Tampa. Now, Ross, the Hawks came out so very slow in Game 4, taking only 2 shots on a rookie backup goalie. How important is it they pick it up in the first quarter for Game 5?
Well, after watching the post-game press conference for the Blackhawks following Game 4, Matt, I would assume that they're going to come out with some fire and vigor in the first period of Game 5. You could see by their demeanor and the comments they made, they certainly felt fortunate to win and know they have to be better going forward. And I think getting off to a quick start, especially on the road, is going to be a very key component to getting a victory in Game 5.
Yeah, I totally agree. 2 shots in the first period is absolutely unacceptable for a professional team in the finals at this point. Now, with Bishop either sitting out of Game 5 or at least playing injured, does that affect your opinion on the total line for this game, which is at 5.5 right now?
It certainly does. I mean, you look at Bishop has played in excess of 80 games this year, and Vasilevsky, although he's a very bright prospect, he's still just 20 years old. And you're putting him into a highly pressured situation. Yeah, he's played in some World Junior Championships, but you're at the pinnacle of your sporting career here when you're playing in the Stanley Cup Finals. It may be a lot to be asked of Vasilevsky in this situation, and you're not going to face just 19 shots on goal from Chicago like you did in Game 4.
Absolutely, and as you sort of leads me into the next point I'm going to make, or the next question I have for you. You know, we keep bringing up the experience that the Hawks have compared to that of the younger Lightning. In my opinion, that has not quite been a factor as of yet, but as the series winds down, do you expect that to be more of an experience factor?
I certainly do. I mean, if you looked at the first 4 games of this series, Matt, you could actually say that you could make a case that Tampa Bay could have swept this series already with a couple fortunate bounces. And I really haven't seen where the experience factor has come to the forefront. However, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes, Game 5 and beyond of a Stanley Cup Finals. Let's not forget, this is a Chicago team that's been to the Stanley Cup Finals in 3 of the last 6 years and have been to the Western Conference Finals 5 of the last 7 seasons, and the core group of players from that team are still intact. I certainly believe the experience factor will come shining through, and I certainly like Chicago in Game 5 of this series, Matt. I'm going to take the Chicago Blackhawks plus 110 on the money line over Tampa Bay in Game 5.
All right, Ross taking the Hawks as a road dog at plus 110 in Game 5. And you know what, Ross, with your record of 3-1 in the playoffs, I think that we should be listening to you absolutely. Remember, guys, we got all those hot picks coming for you for the rest of the playoffs right here at SBRvideo.com.